Hey guys, it's Elliot Ebenezer again from Semani Enterprise Tutors, and thank you for coming to watch another of our tutorial series. I hope you've been following well, but then if you've not been following well, please do well to follow the links in that's going to be below so that you can catch up with speed. And then if you've been following well, good or fine, thank you for coming. All right, so in one of our tutorials we talked about the guessing game, and this guessing game used the random class, and then we generated a random number using 1 plus the random and then the limit here being 6, okay, being 5, but then 1 plus that 5 makes it 6. Okay, so we did that, and then we made it possible for the user to guess a number, and then if the user guessed the number correctly, well, the user won $1,000. Okay, but today we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be doing another game, but this game is going to be highest number dice game. Okay, just like I have the Java class file, highest number dice game. So how is this game going to work? This game is going to be of 2 users. These 2 users are going to play a particular number of games. Say they might play 3 games, okay, and then they will be able to roll the dice, and in rolling the dice, they will be able to, at the end of these 3 games, we'll be able to count the cumulative of what they've played, and then we can then declare the winner, and then we can of course declare the loser. Okay, and then we can also cater for things like if there's a draw. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to be coming here, and probably I'm going to be coming here to pick a few of the codes. So if you have not say you have not seen this guessing game tutorial video, please do well to visit the link below. Okay, so the highest number dice game, the first thing we want to do is to ensure that we have a scanner. So scanner is equals to new scanner, right? So new scanner, okay, I don't know why the whole thing is slowing down, but scanner is equals to new scanner, and then in the parentheses we're going to have system.in. okay, so that will be system.in, and the semicolon. Okay, so since we have this, the next thing we're going to want to do is we would want to have a variable that will be able to accumulate the numbers being rolled by each user. So we can say player 1, rows, okay, will be equals to 0, and then we can say player 2 rows will be equals to 0. And then first of all, next what we're going to use is, because we're going to be able to determine the number of games they would play, we would need a variable called number of games left. Okay, so first of all, let's start by hard coding it. So number of games left, let's say they have 3 games to play. Okay, so this value is going to be reduced every time a game is played. So we would reduce it every time a game is played. Okay, so let's just put something informative here. That says highest number wins the game, right? That would look nice. Okay, so I'll just increase my console. Okay, now number of games is equals to 3. Okay, the next thing we're going to be needing is a do while loop, and just in case you haven't seen my tutorial class on the do while loop, I would put the link in the tutorial so you can always visit it. Okay, so what condition will be needed for this do while loop to always continue? Once the number of games left is not equals to 0, so immediately the number of games left equals to 0, now this loop will automatically exit itself. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be needing is we're going to be saying system.out.println. We're going to say something like player one, say press, okay, press key R to roll your dice. Okay, so you have to press key R. Another thing we're going to be using is a character value called key roll. Okay, so this is being in charge of rolling, so we can then say key roll will be equals to a scanner dot next line dot character at 0, which will give us the first character entered by the user. Okay, so this way what we're going to do is that we're going to be developing a method. Okay, that method will be in charge of rolling the dice. Okay, so that method will be in charge of rolling the dice. So what we can say is we can say player one rolls plus or equals to, remember our operator, this particular operator, I'll be putting a link, okay, that would explain. So I would like to call that method roll dice. Alright, so don't worry, I will get there. When we start explaining the method, now you would understand what it does. So I would like to say roll dice and then pass the key in. Okay. Excuse me. So what this method first is supposed to ensure that the key user just entered R, and then it's going to roll the dice. Okay, so I'm going to be creating the method here. Okay, so what this method is going to do is that firstly we're going to have to check. All right, so before checking we will need a random class. So we'll just say random object. So random okay, is equals to new random. So I would just be expressly doing this because I've explained most of this concept in my guessing game tutorial video, which I'm going to be including in the link below, so you can just get it. Random number, so in random number is equals to 0. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be using a switch. Okay, so this will be able to help us to check this key roll. Okay, so the first thing we want to check is if it has a value of R. Okay, if R is there, we are then going to say that random number will be equals to 1 plus my random, okay, dot next int, okay, 6. All right, so what this does is that it actually says that 1 plus random number dot next. So this my random number dot next int is the value, the limit is 5. So this 6 minus 1, 5, but it does actually has from 1 to 6, not from 0 to 5. So we're adding 1 to any random number that is being gotten. So if for instance the random number is 0, so 1 plus 0 give it 1, and then if the random number which is the limit is 5, it will be 1 plus 5, which will give us 6. Okay, so we break, and then here we would return what? Random number. Okay, and then for the default we can just break out of the whole loop. Okay, now since we are done with this method, and then player one rolls be equals to roll dice, what we can do then is to display what the user now say you rolled. I don't know if that's the correct word, but you rolled, and then you rolled okay, so we're just going to change this. We're going to add another variable called okay, dice rolled, right? So we're going to say dash rolled. While we are adding this, okay, we're going to say dash rolled will be equals to going to put this here, and then we are going to add this here, so we can always get the value of what was actually rolled, the dice that was actually rolled. Okay, so we'll just add it to dash rolled here. All right, so whatever the user rolls will always be in dash rolled. Okay, so you rolled this, so that is for player one. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is that we're going to be doing for player two. So it's just going to be like copying this whole thing and then having it again, and just say player 2, press R to roll dice, key roll is equals to this, dash roll is equals to this. But instead of player 1 rolls, we will use player 2 rolls. Okay, so player 2 rolls plus or equals to dash rolls. Here we are changing the value again of dash rolls to the roll dice method. Okay, so if we do that, okay, the next thing we're going to want to do is to display who won or who did not win, or what actually was the aggregate of the scores. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to say system.out.println. Okay, so one other thing we're missing is to reduce the number of games left. Okay, so we're going to say number of games left minus minus, and then we can also say we can display the number of games left after each round, and then we can also say you have this would be you have 4 games left. Okay, so this will reduce the number of this will reduce the value in number of games left, and then this will display how many games are left. Okay, so this being outside the do while loop, what we want to display here is we want to display how many the points being gotten by each individual, and then we can say player 1 has a total of, then player 1 rows. Okay, because player 1 rows is what contains the number of rows, okay, by the user, and then we're going to say, then instead of player 1, player 2 has a total of, we're going to change this to player 2 rows. Okay, but then this is just displaying how many, or then we can change this to, or we can change this and say if, okay, player 1 rows is greater than player 2 rows. Okay, what we can do is say system.out.println, because player 1 rows is higher than player 2 rows, we can then say player 1 won with a total of, okay, so that will be, let's say, 30 points. Okay, then we would want to tell them and say, while player 2 had, then we'll display the number of points player 2 had. Okay, so if, then the next one should be else if, an else if statement. Okay, because there's probability that there will be a draw, so this should be an else if statement. So else if, this should change to player 2 rows. So if player 2 rows is greater than player 1 row, we'll just copy this, okay, and then say player 1 or player 2 1 while player 1, so this should change to player 2 rows, while this will change to player 1 row. So the last else statement we can have is to say, sorry, this is to say okay, draw. Then we can say player 1 and player 2 had same point player 1, and okay, you can say you both had, so we can say you both had join this, you both had, you can use any of the rows, you both had 30 points. Okay, so let's take this for a spin and see how it does. So run as Java application. Okay, so highest number wins the game. Player 1 press R to roll. So I press R, I rolled 4, that's for player 1. Player 2 press R, roll 3. See, you have 2 games left. Okay, so player 1 would roll again, he rolled 5, roll again, you have 1 games left. Roll, roll. Alright, so you have 0 games left. Player 1 won with a total of 13 points, while player 2 had 9 points. Okay, but the only problem I have with this is it's not well spaced. Okay, so highest number wins the game. After that, we should have like a whole line. Okay, so what we'll just have is system.out.println. Alright, so this gives us a line. Okay, I think there should be a line between these two, between what after the role of player 1, after we say here, can put 1 there, and then the next one we should put is the one between you have 2 games. Okay, so we're just going to put 1 right here, and we're just going to put 1 right here. Alright, so let's run again, and this time we hope that player 2 actually wins. Okay, so highest number wins the game. Player 1 presses R, he rolled 3. Player 2 R rolled 6. Okay, seems like player 2 is going to win. We have a total of 2 games left. Player 1 rolled 2, player 2 rolled 1, 4 and 6. Okay, so player 2 won the total of 13 points, while player 1 had what? 9 points. Okay, so let's run that again. Okay, so R4, 5, 2, 1, 4. Wow, it's a draw. We both had 10 points. Okay, so 4, 5, 2, that's 6, 6. And then they both wrote 4, 4. So they both had 10 points. Okay, guys, so this program can also be made, can also be improved. First of all, you could accept the username, that's the name of the player. So instead of displaying player 1, press R, you could just display the name here. And then another thing you can check for is to ensure that even when the user enters a wrong, because here we say the user should enter R, what happens when the user does not enter R? Probably you should take a look at that to check and ensure that the program only proceeds if the user enters R. And then we also can, alright, so let's just increase this a little. Instead of hard coding the number of games left, we can just say system.out.println, enter the number of games you would love to play, or enter how many times you would like to play. Okay, so when we have that, we can just say number of games is equals to ascanner.nextInt. Okay, so this gives the users a bit flexibility, so they'll be able to determine how many games they can go for. Just 1 game. Okay, sudden death as it's called, just go for 1 game. Okay, so enter how many game? I just want us to play one game. Index out of bounds 0. Okay, so press out to roll the dice. Okay, come, let me see, fix that. Okay, so I'll say enter 1. Okay guys, so 1, I think this is where the error is. This should be next, and then this should be next. Okay, so we give the user total control of how many times you'd like to play. So say 1, R road 4, R road 6. So player 2 won a total of 6 points, while player 1 had 4 points. Alright, so guys, thank you for watching, and please do come back and watch some more, and do have a lovely night rest. Thank you, and God bless you.